Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown. I am Lee D-Man-Smith, and joining me is Jason Kaplan for this one. We've had a little switcheroo again, and we're into the round of 32. It is 32. I wasn't sure if we were in 16 or 32, because obviously we just had that switch where Nubris ended up playing Kingsman instead of Elevate, like they're going to play now. So it leads us segues into that. And actually, they're going to be playing Gibraltar, which we literally just saw them play.
Yeah, and they held Kingsman on the first point. So we're going to see if Elevate can maybe do something different this time. They will be attacking first. Nubris will be on the defense. Remember, guys, it's one hero limit, and it is on a stopwatch game mode now for payloads and for the hybrid maps. So that means whoever finishes the quickest or gets the furthest will be the victor of that map. No more ties, no more of those awkward 4 to 3s, but this game's still not over or whatever. It's all fixed now, and we're good to go and ready into the game.
And no more Diva spam, Tracer spam, whatever spam.
You can Tracer spam all you want. I'm fine with that as long as you put the camera in the right position.
Good tricky ways. Oh, wow. Let's talk about the game. Let's get into that. So, as we just mentioned, we just saw Nubris. They only need to capture that first point. They are on the defensive side once again, and we'll see if it works out a little bit trickier, because they're up against Elevate. We saw Elevate. Oh, lobby please. I have a black screen. How is he able to type if he has a black screen?
What? What? That's like how is there 1,000 people? Wait, how is there 4 million people who view the channel when there's only 4,000 people in the world? Okay.
Press L.
Press capital I. Got it.
I didn't know who was it. Squishy.
Say.
It was Squishy. Yeah, it was Squishy. I was just thinking who's the admin. I was like, wait, is that our guy, the new guy? Yes, it is.
He's doing a good job today, though. So credit to him. Yeah. Definitely better than Tabris, who did it last week. That guy. Whew. Oh, I don't even know how to.
He's still doing it.
He's like, Overwatch?
He's technically still doing it today.
He's like, what is that about? Is that like Halo or something?
Yeah.
Like, no, Zach,
which game do you want to play?
Yeah.
I believe was the phrase he used. Was that him? It was Tabris, wasn't it, that did that the other day?
Let's not be too harsh on him.
Which game do you play? He's like, they're back to back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was someone else. That was EU admin yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, which one do you want out of these 4?
We don't want to. Sorry, Tabris. Sorry ahead of time, Tabris.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Or hashtag big sorry. Which one is it?
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about actually Overwatch as we get the game underway. I miss the days of, is it Creation that used to have the Winstons all sat around here? It was Melty, was it? Sat around the single man in the middle, but it's always interesting. Like, us gamers, we get, I mean, a fire strike just to take out the entire Spence there. We just smashed the crap out of the opening environment. A fair play to Blizzard for putting there. They knew exactly what they were doing when they put their environmental stuff that can be wrecked. It's like, yeah, okay, gamers just going to wreck everything here. I mean, look at just have a quick look at Virtues. He's always on the top railing, just smashing everything he can.
I wish you could shoot the space pod.
Yeah,
from being hung, and it drops on one of your teammates. Well, no, it drops and kills one of your teammates. That'd be great.
I just wanted to rock, so you shoot it and it moves, etc. But anyway, let's talk about the game. It is going to be a server room setup here. You can see Coolgator, Rufflegator is up on the top, getting quite excited, it would appear. Kusta. I'm going to be calling him Kusta again a bunch of times. Kusta is going to be playing obviously Mercy. Buds, you can see here on the far. So no Reaper for Nubris, more importantly, is the main thing to focus. I don't think they used one last game, did they? Either?
No, they didn't. They used the exact same comp last time.
Yeah.
And they're unable to be pushed off this point too, so Elevate have a tall task ahead of them. And yeah, running McCree. Or is it yeah, running McCree. He chimes in with Winter. Well, so they do take the first point, and they're even coming around the side too to actually force a fight right off the bat of this. You can see that just back away to the server room immediately, but it doesn't matter. The charge is going to land. Buzz trying to lay down some fire from the backside. He's actually being damage amped, so he should be able to provide some really good cover here, and they're completely ignoring him like we just saw with Kingsman last game.
Say hello. Hello. He's doing a lot of damage, and then Cool Matt just walks in. He's just trying to burn down. Well, you can only get away so many times, Reaper. And the whole hog is just going to get used at the end there to finish things off, with Vonafil getting xiron down. So, one ulti used, plenty of them stored up already. You can see Kusta, Buds, Vonathil all ready to go. Ooh, that was close to catching, yeah. It wouldn't have been a yeah.
Would have been a no.
Yeah.
Or here they go. They're pushing the payload up. 3 men still off towards the side. 3 tanks, more importantly, over towards the server room. And again, ultimately they're rushing straight through, and Bud's getting free damage in.
Yeah, they're going to walk around.
You can't do this twice.
Buds gets himself a full ulti down. The whole hog not really doing a great deal there. The Borky's trying to get away. He can use his Wraith form, but that's going to put him back into Stoops territory. He manages to get an easy swing down, and simple defensive work. So they need to think about how they're going to change this. They've tried to go underneath and push straight into the server room. Now they've just gone directly through with the payload to the server room. They really need to maybe just challenge out this top. I don't know.
No problem, though, with them pushing into the server room, because they're getting an advantageous fight, but where it's turning around on them is when they don't challenge Buds, and he gets to attack the entire time. So maybe have Technic, to actually just hook him in and kill him.
Yeah, I mean, he just tried, and he gets him this time. Doesn't get the kill, though, because he is getting heal boosted, as you talked about. Now they got a free action into the server room. Let's see if they can make something work here. You can't hook a Reinhardt shield. That doesn't work out so well, Technique. You're going to try and get around in towards Coolmat's going to hook him in instead. And now he has Whole Hog ready and waiting to go. Doesn't have a great deal of health, so he might get taken down by this Reaper. He will be. The Borky manages to get himself one. Now he's got his ulti ready and waiting, but that Mercy got the ulti off just in time. And Kusta says, thank you very much, goodbye.
Yeah, he's basically by himself, or pretty much was by himself. He has to back off smartly enough. Doesn't use Death Blossom.
Yep.
So, now they have a couple of ultimates to work with into the next fight, yeah? He has his Deadeye.
Well, Technique switched.
And Technic now on Soldier to maybe deal with Buds a little bit better. I still like the Roadhog, actually. Especially when they weren't against a Reaper. I feel like it's kind of the perfect pick, and Buds... just sitting back like, yeah, you guys died.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit back and not. So now he has to wait for his team to spawn again. And there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. So Elevate are running out of time here.
I mean, I would ask the question of why the three of them they're pushing it when and Winter was all the way back here. Anyway, they weren't even with the team.
Yeah.
It's not like they backed away. They just simply weren't with them at the time. So, ooh, lucky. Gets away with it. Concussive Blast nearly bursting him off the point there. That's what they're trying to do. They need to get Buds down, but you can see from Bud's point of view, he's barely being touched. Not even being winged. Maybe a Genji required here.
Well, they're going to push back in again, go straight to the server room another time. Tactical Advisor Vonathil is going to provide a lot of cover, but yeah, we'll get one kill this Deadeye, but one is not necessarily enough. Finally, it'll take down Rafflegator, but Kusta is going to get the revive. That's 2 people back up, but he doesn't catch Rafflegator, most importantly. And
Buds is still alive, still doing the damage. This is a big issue. The Resurrect come through. Now they've managed to get a few down. Technique will get picked off. That payload is working its way through towards the Shuttle Bay entrance, though. Is it going to be enough? Because you can see the number of players are down from Nubris. They may reach it here. There's going to be the Borky getting his ulti down. Kills coming from it, though, and now you can see Bud's going to float on the road over. The rest of the team are with him. Earthshatter is going to catch him just about. I think it was that picked him off in the back.
Kusta will get the revive up in the last few seconds before, well, potentially he will fall. So they'll maintain the control of this payload, but Elevate have gotten it further than Kingsman did before. Nubris are now having to work for this one. Yeah, it's not even being dealt with, down to about 80 HP as there's even a Tracer on his backside, but it's just not going to be out there. Shadow's going to come in, going to knock down quite a few, and that will be Kumat helping to pick up kills on the Tracer. With the Pulse Bomb now up, throws it directly on the Reinhardt, but it doesn't seem to be enough in the end. And though it's contested for now, they will capture the next checkpoint. So, Elevate now moving into the shuttle area. It's potentially going to get a lot harder for them. But at least they have been able to capture this. Like, that was probably the hardest part for them so far, and probably the biggest mental block.
Yeah, to get past that first point, get around the corner, get around the chokehold, effectively, that was set up. Coolmat switched back from the Traitor to the Soldier 76. Vonathil now on Lucio. So they're setting themselves up for the next defensive line. Yeah, wants to try and get the high ground. You can see they're trying to claim it, but my God, just took a whole bunch of damage in the back there. I think Coolmat's the man that's just singing around the shuttle bay. Yeah, keeping them at bay, just switching between targets.
And even get the punch on Abaki in the face with the gun. The butt of the gun, most importantly, went to... Well, he's not really going to accomplish much. He's going to be chased down, and not enough people were dead for him to go for the res, so he doesn't bother to go for it. Earthshatter will come in out of Vio, though. Knocking down a couple of people. Kusta, Vonathil, both down, but there's going to be the barrage out of Bruds. And there's going to be enough kills to actually clean this one up here, as now it's just Wizix by himself. So, Nubris will hold. Now less than 2 minutes left to go, and Coolmat immediately heads to the top of the shuttle.
Yeah, not sure I agree with VarVirtues using the Earth Shadow there. A lot of his team had already been killed off. We saw them dropping on the top. Yeah, had managed to get 1 or 2, but that's about it. So they hadn't really got themselves a big advantage, and now with this top,
you don't have a shield. Why are you jumping? You literally have no survivability without your shield up. There's no reason.
Winston. High Noon, he's behind the shield and he's also forced to drop down. I don't think he managed to pick anything up with that High Noon either. No, he didn't. That was a wasted High Noon. And more importantly, Kulmat takes him down. He gets around the back of Winter. Now, Winter got the Resurrect off. Is it going to be enough? No, doesn't look like it. Primal raged up. Winston will just get beaten back. He's not really going to create too much problems here. Just the single Borky is the man that's sitting in the shuttle bay, and he's just like, I don't really know what's going on.
If he had Death Blossom actually could have been really good for him because he could have just jumped on top of them. The Resident come in after he picks up a couple of kills. And basically the entire Nubris is back up. Stoop is going to fall though to him. And Elevate might actually have an advantageous fight here, but they need to deal with Cool Matt, who will just help push up a couple of kills.
Look, they're pushing the payload still. Let's have a look towards VarVirtues. While they were fighting all the way back there, they pushed all the way from the front. VarVirtues have managed to sneak that payload from underneath them, so decent distance, but only 35 seconds to go. They one last attack.
Trying to channel his Indra Mendokusai.
Yeah. Well, I just watched... was
it Reunited Creation game?
I think it's Rogue just did the same thing, yeah.
Really?
They just managed to sneak it in. They got done to them. I can't remember which side it was. I know just someone all did the usual. They all pushed forward, they make that aggressive push, and someone just stuck there on the payload, and they're like, and they finished the map. Yeah, it wasn't quite as bad as...
look, Miles doing it again. He goes straight to the payload, ignores the rest of his team. And the thing is, the rest of his team has fallen, so now he's basically by himself. Yeah. When they turn around, they can be like, all right, these are free kills. And we'll be in overtime for a little bit of time. But Winter's nowhere near him to actually res this, so that will be Elevate. Unfortunately, not completing the map, and now Nubris, all they have to do is pass that point on distance.
I mean, it's not a bad distance point overall. They got sort of under and past the shuttle a little bit. Almost reached that second point, so like you said, well, Virtue's trying his best to sneak on through. 67.13 meters is the marker. We'll see whether Nubris are capable of it. We suspect they will be. They are big favorites in this tournament. This time around, obviously, they managed to push Luminosity Gaming all the way last week. It was a long old match, that one. I think it ended about 3 a.m. And then we had another best of 5 to follow it, Cloud9 Liquid. So we had some crackers.
Yeah, it was a long night.
Crackers last week, but they were good games. So that was all good. We don't mind the long nights as long as they're good games. We'll see how it works out this week, though. Of course, quarterfinals will be coming up tomorrow. That will be at 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time. That is 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight and 12 p.m. Pacific. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. But for tonight, we haven't finished yet. We've got the round of 32 and then the round of 16 to come after this. So just this game and another. They're both going to be best of 3s. Tomorrow it is all best of 5.
And all back-to-back, all one at a time too, most importantly. So it's not like we're having any games overlapping. So we're able to bring you all the action as soon as we do have it. Yeah, he's not going to hit the Helix jump there. Then I'll get it eventually. Not too worried for this man. So Elevate, they have to put up a pretty good defense, I'd have to say. Maybe hope to get 3-4 minutes off the clock on this first major point for them would be definitely a good start. They don't want to let Nubris pick up some steam, because if they get into that shuttle phase with a decent amount of momentum, then Elevate can probably say goodbye to this first map.
Well, let's see how it works out. We got Yair on the Soldier 76. He's still doing the Helix jump. Mercy is going to be Winter. Winston will be Technique. The Borky you can see here on your screens will be on the far up. See if you can do as good a job as Buds did. Wisix is going to be on Lucio, and VarVirtues once again on that Reinhardt. Buds already in the face, but he took a big chunk of damage there and forced to back away.
Yeah, so they're doing a good job of denying the high ground with Technic, actually putting the shield down. Meantime, the payload's going to continue to move. And your Alpha is more than happy to play Diva to really kind of prevent from doing too much damage on the Soldier. But now they're set up the same way that Nubris did. The tanks inside the server room, the rest of them on the high ground towards the left. And you can see Nubris are taking their time a little bit more. They're being more methodical about their initial attack.
But they're being clever. So exactly the position where Buds was used, what they've done is use Rufflegator, just pushed him up there. He went up onto the top point, cleared them off with the help of Buds. And this is what we're starting to see far more, actually. You have a Diva comboed with either a Winston, a Genji, a Pharah, and it just works. It clears out those high ground points, and you can see that is going to be section opened up for the shuttle bay with just shy of 7 minutes to push through to this final marker, which is just below where they are right now. There it is, big golden marker on your screens. Easy to see.
Easy to hit for Nubris at this rate.
Yeah.
I don't really see a problem with them actually finishing this one, especially if they get pulls onto Baki like that. And Raptor is more than happy to just keep running around. He's just not being really dealt with, not being harassed. He almost has ult too.
Well, simply put, the skill level is somewhat higher. That's going to be a nice rocket barrage down, but healed through, cut out. Buds just raining death down from above, and the payload continues its journey towards this final point. They would have just been team aced. I think they're going to get caught in the spawn here. Is he going to get a hook around the back? Oh, misses.
Yeah, the payload though, it's 3 meters away. I don't think he's even touching the payload. And that's Nubris picking up the first map in this best of 3. So where do we go from here from Elevate? They get to choose the next map. They do have quite a few maps to choose from. But I don't know what's going to work out better for them than on what we've already seen. Maybe Legion Tower, maybe throw that in the mix here and get a little bit lucky.
Well, we managed to catch this earlier on. Yeah, so that was the lifesaver, saving his mercy. All right, Gibraltar took us 10 minutes. Let's see where else we got to go. Next map for Elevate. What are they going to be?
Well, maybe King's Row.
Choice.
They played that earlier on in their first match up against No Excuse. Didn't do too bad.
Yeah, that was pretty easy for them, honestly. Yeah. They only need to take the first point there. You have to be a little bit more against Nubris, I feel, if we were to go that way. Of course, Numbani also worked out pretty well for them. They seem to have a pretty decent grasp on that, Numbani. But tough,
I feel like
map.
Bud's proved he's a way better fair than the Baki. And Numbani is definitely a map where you're going to need, as I say, Volskaya, you're going to need a good Pharah, but you also mostly need that good initial combo of like the Genji, Diva, Winston, and Pharah to open up the first point if you're attacking. But that's neither here or there because King's Row's been picked. So King's Row we go.
Yep, just waiting for King's Row to get selected. Got to switch the map. We're all readied up. Let's get in there. So King's Row. You guys have seen this map many times, haven't you? We've already played it once tonight, and then obviously Elevate played it, as you mentioned, against No Mercy. They only need to cap out that first point.
Oh, sorry, I said No Excuse. Sorry. Yeah, No Mercy, my bad.
No Mercy, yep. Well, I mean, they kind of had no excuse, but they did have a bit of an excuse. They went down to 5v6, so they had a bit of an excuse. But let's get into the game. So, King's Row. Talk about where we're going to go on this one. Well, it is going to be, once again, Elevate on the attack to begin with. So we'll see whether they can cap out that first point. They did obviously manage to get the payload moving pretty decently. They got halfway through the shuttle bay. I mean, the shuttle bay is one of the tougher areas to get through, certainly on Gibraltar.
Well, this is what I'm worried about for Elevate, is that the fact that they are attacking first, if they fail to attack, then it basically means we have to throw everything we have at this first point, and if we make one mistake, the game's over. But also, so I'm a little bit worried for that aspect of it.
But the flip side of it is, if they let Nubris attack first, and they do get everything, then all Elevate have got to do, all Nubris have got to do on the defense is literally every time they come in, ulti. Every time they come in, ulti.
Yeah, so for when I play, I feel like it's easier to play the retroactive role. If you let them finish first, then you can be like, all right, well, we have to go for a play here, like a strategy. For me, it's in my head, it's easier to attack knowing you're on a timer than to defend knowing you're on a timer. Or to defend knowing you have to stop them for the first point. Because then there's so much pressure, right? Then there's like, well, if we make one mistake, if our Mercy's out of position, the game's over. Whereas if you're attacking, your Mercy can be out of position because you can still take the point eventually. And you still have the chance to attack after that. Unless somehow Nubris finish in like 3 minutes exactly. Kind of thing. I don't know.
I prefer to know what my goal is, attack-wise. But, okay, here we go. The secret Mercy language. We do have Buds actually playing on... Oh, we'll see if it works out. Okay. I mean, we haven't seen too much junk around the defense, especially around here. I mean, but the grenade spam around this corner does work well, especially if the team just sits there setting up like they're doing at the moment. It gives him free damage. Yeah,
he played this actually against Kingsman right before on King's Row and did a fairly good job. Actually had a couple of double kills, a couple of triples. His rip tires were a little bit lackluster, but you're not expecting too much from Reptires in this area when you know exactly where they're coming from. But we just see a Widowmaker picked up for yeah, so this is going to be interesting. And we had that fantastic Widowmaker yesterday. For some reason, I can't. Oh, it was Ladano. There we go.
Yeah.
Just had such amazing shots to actually open up the entirety of this map. Him and Shades pairing together with the Hanzo Widowmaker, and he's already being forced out by a Reaper.
Yeah, being pushed away, not able to land the shots when they count. Wasn't him that got the kill, it was Techno. Techno manages to get himself a quick double, pushing on the point. There's going to be the rest forced out of the Mercy. Kusta gets in there, but Techno trying to do what he can, keep them away. Oh, Riptide to the face is going to cut bait to that. Just about his Graviton Surge ready and waiting to go as well. The Borky trying to get the shots down, takes Cool Mat down around the side. High Noon popped, is he going to be able to get the Reaper? He should when he gets out of Wraithborn, but the shield needs to get knocked down. Not going to happen, he's going to have to cancel that one out, and they're going to sneak around the back.
Samber's going to be used though to give him a little bit more longevity onto the fight. You're going to see the charge come in, and the Earthshatter are going to land out of the back of Stoop, but I don't know if it hit that many targets because Virtue has picked up 2 kills. Custa's now down. That's their revive now gone. He was only at 80% as it is anyways, and this is looking good here for Elevate.
Considering there was a totally whiffed Graviton Surge in there, oh dear, that flashbang just went straight to the shield. They're still keeping it out, but High Noon back up, of course. When you cancel it out, just go back to 50%. Will manage to fall. The Tracer got away just in time there, but they are going to cap out the first point, and the payload is on the way.
Okay, so Elevate with successful attack. It took them a little bit of extra time, but they did nonetheless. It's just good positioning in general, and you can see how they used the Deadeye. It wasn't necessarily to pick up kills, it was just to hold them off point, keep them around the corner, so they could actually set up for an attack that they wanted to have happen, or like favorable positioning. Technic, is that actually him pushed up super far, right next here to Nubris?
Yep.
Okay, so he was like on the right side, pushed up, just trying to spot out where they were. Really risky play.
Surprised to see, yeah, not switching out yet, actually. Just going to stick on. He's starting to land the shots, but again, they're able to heal it up, and they instantly push him through. And when they're in this push position, which is fairly standard, he's kind of useless. He's just going to get charged down, and you can see they're going to get wiped out here.
Yeah, Coolmat will fall after picking up a kill. But there's the revive out of Custa. And yeah, it's going to be forced back immediately here to his own spawn. But it won't have a chance. Coolmat will destroy him before that. He needs to electrocute him alive. And Nubris have held. So Rafflegator, I'm imagining he wants to switch away from the Tracer to the Reaper, because Coolmat switched away to the Winston because they needed to hold the point and he wanted to contest it a little bit longer. So Rafflegator went Tracer for that fact, or the other way around. Rafflegator did switch to Tracer earlier on. But I'm actually amazed, well not amazed, but I'm surprised they're actually keeping this. Maybe it's because he has Primal Rage up that they want to maintain this comp for now.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to just bash them all back and delay them again here. Yeah, you can see he's just trying to delay them as long as he can. Keep them down, throws the barrier down. The boot comes in as well. 3 minutes 32, still plenty of time for them, but Buds gets himself a barrage down, gets himself a double. You can see the Borky did manage to clear him out though, but the Resurrect comes through from Kusta, from Winter, sorry. There's the res from Kusta, and they should be able to fight them straight back. Sound barrier still down though.
I think they only got 2 people up. I think that was Buds and Coolmat who actually got revs. Rafa got to respawn back at base with a Reaper. And Custa's res just not fortunately working out. Even Coolmat getting, I think he killed himself probably to switch over to a Roadhog here. Or maybe a Zarya to maintain this position. I would hope to see a Zarya. Zarya's really good when you pair it with the Reaper or you pair it with the Pharah. But I guess he's going to be keeping the Winston.
Well, Graviton Surge is now available for Technique. You hear the payload reaching the second marker. Now, can they complete the map? That's the question now. Elevate. We talked about this, didn't we, the other day? Kings Row is one of those maps that generally people can finish. It's one of the easier ones, but we were surprised to see a couple of teams unable to do that yesterday. But at the moment, Graviton Surge, as I said, is available. No res for Kusta still. There's the Graviton Surge going out. Yeah, manages to get himself a double. This is a good push coming out from Elevate.
Most importantly, it's a good charge out of Val Virtues to take the shield down for Stoops. The Deadeye did work, so they actually won the fight just off the back of that. Even Earthshatter being committed just to take down Rafflegator and to take down Vonethil. This is looking good for Elevate. I think they actually going to finish.
They may well do, and it's going to be in a decent time at this rate. Now, Barrage available for the Borky. He wants to get around still. No res available for Kusta, remember. Just going to keep them at bay. He might just pop it straight down here. They probably obviously don't know the ult percentage is available, so he's probably just trying to hang on to it. But if he was wise and used it right there, like his opponent did, Buds, he would have been able to catch them all in the spawn. But now he's given them time for Kusta to get that ulti up, and now they're going to have a real torrid time being beaten back.
Yeah, so they will full hold this one. payload was so close to finishing, so you have to give him credit for that one, or maybe you have to count it to luck with the Baki not using his barrage at the right time.
They're going to be kicking themselves. They're going to look back at this VOD and think, damn it, there was no ult charge. I could have just used it as soon as they came out of the spawn and just wrecked them.
Yeah, he was looking for a couple of kills at once. And now they're going to be coming back in. Gyaro Surge is not up. Neither is Earth Shatter. And the Baki is looking for his position. But he'll die again. This one, a Replicator on the Death Blossom towards the low ground. And now Virtues will be able to turn this around, pick it up, and kill himself. But it's just him by himself. The rest of the team falling. He'll eventually join them. But now look, they have 4-5 big ultimates up. This could be the final push here for Elevate.
Yeah, that's one we need. Graviton Surge, not too far away. That's the last and the counter. And they've still got plenty of time. 2:48. No need to panic. Obviously, it is all about times at the end of the day, but they made good time to get here in the first place. So Deadeye comes out, just tries to zone him around that corner, and actually going to catch a few out. He's caught Buds down. So Buds goes down. We'll keep our eye on Custer. Custer, whether she's going to get forced to use that Resurrect out. It is going to just be a double. So Will managed to get it through, but more importantly was forced to use it about at the same time as Winter. So we'll see how this battle works out between the two. Graviton Surge catches no one in the background.
It was actually a really good combo because they had the Sound Barrier to follow it up with the Res, which should have given them enough to hold on to this point, but it seems like it's just a little bit too late as Elevate have now cleared out everyone from the payload. Well, everyone minus Cool Matt, who's just trying to stay in the air to buy some time. The rest of Nubris just spawning back in, but we're on the final push. They committed every ultimate they had to that push, though, that fight. And Elevate has nothing. They might have run out of gas here at this final push.
Yeah, they're going to be able to contest them around the back. There you see Buds coming in, trying to get some of that charge on the ulti. Of course, he has only just switched off to it. The payload continues to move. It's not being contested yet. That's why you see Buds getting in and thinking, hang on a minute, let's just slow this wagon down. But he gets picked down by Yeah, and Yeah is doing a good job getting those left clicks going. Deadeye back up again. No, he did nothing. Nothing. Cancelled it out. In the end, I think he did. Manages to get Cool Matt picked off at the end, and there's the payload. It's going to continue moving in. The Diva comes in to slow things down. Defense Matrix is going to be used to try and slow it down as much as he can. He gets de-shooted. He will get taken down as well. The payload's still moving, but now you see Buds in the air. That is going to be the ball key, pushing down the damage, and the round will be finished for Elevate. And Nubris have to post themselves a time. So, what do we make it?
7:42 is about what I got. And I think Squishy is kind of with me on that one. So that's it's not a great time, but it's time.
Great.
It's not distance. That's the important part, because that's where Elevate got held last time.
They had what, nearly 5 minutes when they reached that last section. They did get delayed well. So 7:42, the time to beat. Keep your stopwatches ready. I'm going to prepare mine this time. I keep forgetting it. I always do. I have it ready, and then it goes into screensaver mode, and that's that.
I disable that on mine, so I would never have that problem.
Disable screensaver mode.
Yeah,
it's not a bad idea, you know.
But then you forget about it, and you run out of battery.
Out of battery.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times. Actually, that happened in one of our first shows that we did when we were using stopwatch and we're keeping track of all the times. My phone legitimately died.
It's like,
before the finals.
Don't know what the score is, boys, because it's been stopwatch. My phone's dead.
Yeah, so we had to use like Mitch's last second.
I mean, whatever happened to actually having stopwatches? We talked about this.
I'm sure it's going to come. I mean, with Blizzard showing this rule set, if this gets adapted in competitive mode,
spec mode, yeah, it will certainly come. I'm talking about a big Flavor Flav stopwatch we were discussing yesterday.
Flavor
around my neck.
If I buy you it, will you wear it?
On stream, sure, why not?
Okay. All right.
We've probably got one in the studio somewhere, right?
I can just hook up a gold chain to one of the clocks we have.
That's it, yeah. It
doesn't have to look good.
Take one off the wall.
Yep. Oh, good times. All right, so 10 seconds to go here before Elevate do defend. Bud's going to be back on Widowmaker. Cool Matt on Roadhog. Replicator back on Reaper. So they're running a double support on the initial attack, and Elevate are more than happy to run a single support, which is like we just saw Nubris do before. So let's kick this one off. 7 minutes and 42 seconds is the time. And Elevate, they need to hold strong here to take it into a third map.
Yeah. Following Buds on the Widowmaker, going to get chased down by the Reaper. Wisp managed to take him down, so that was a nice start, but Cool Matt around the back has managed to pick himself up a double. Custer keeping him charged around the side there. The Hog doing what he can. Cool Matt will finally get himself another. The Borky gets taken down. He might even get the Mercy down in the end. Will finally get taken down in the end there. But still trying to rattle the shots off, but they've held the ground for now. Only just. That was a bit messy. They lost quite a few people.
He's missed a lot of his shots, or at least hasn't hit headshots, because he was only at 40% before that last headshot over onto Technique. So having a little bit of a rough game for him so far. but the rest of Nubris is here on the attack. The Bud's about to hit for sight. Not to mention the whole hog's being used at a cool map.
Yeah, Coolmat's popping that whole hog. The Borky's about to come around the corner. He's got the whole hog ready, waiting to go. Switch across to him. He's got the hog running perfectly timed with the Graviton surged as well. And the only man alive, I think, is going to be, I think it was Coolmat. No, tell a lie. It was Stoop, isn't it? Stoop up the top there. Yeah, just wants to die. Yeah. Going to jump in there, so gives himself a couple of kills to the Borky. So solid hold so far. We're already 1 minute 20 in. This is what they got to do. So they just need to keep them at bay and then slow them down. Chances are they may actually catch this first point out. You would assume that. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
They also have to keep in mind that Elevate almost failed on the initial attack total. So
yep.
Nubris are still on par and actually still ahead of time of Elevate at this moment. It comes down to the final push. That's where the real two teams will separate themselves. If we're going to a third map, or we will end it in two. Yeah, he's gonna ask Tactical Visor. He'll be healed up by his Mercy here, and Coolman almost dropping immediately as the Cyber is gonna be popped. Custa has red, so he's staying really safe.
Yeah, he's managed to work Coolmat down nicely. He gets the kill down, but the rest of his team have been dropped there. Custa's gonna get the res through. Just waiting off the side, just perfectly waiting. Now, Winter had to use that res early on, so...
Oh, he missed one.
I think he missed one, but it's not going to be too bad. It was Coolmat, he'd already gone back to spawn, but I don't think he's going to be too upset by that until xiron comes in and gets himself a quad kill with his Death Blossom. That is how you clear out the res.
And Coolmat switched to Tracer just so he can get back on point as quick as he could, since he missed out the res from Custa. And now he's probably going to switch back to Roadhog, I would imagine. Buds, Stoop, both still playing their tanks. Graviton Surge will be up momentarily for Buds, and this is where the fight could be going their way. But somehow, Nubris have actually gotten position on the point. I'm not sure what's happening here. What happened to Elevate? They backed away completely.
Yeah, when? There was that many that died. Maybe they're all on the spawn. Yeah, so you can see they're only just getting into position there. Kusta's actually going to focus. He's got picked off around the side there. Nicely done from, yeah, that might give him a big advantage. Borky, though, will get resurrected. Watts did have the whole hog running. Graviton Surge comes back in. That's going to pull the air in place, trying to keep him around the side there. Coolmat gets himself a kill, but Coolmat will get another one as they beat them off, and it looks like they're finally going to contest the point once they clear out VAR Virtues. And the last man standing is the Xayah. The technique will go down. But that's 3 minutes, Jason, already into the game. They've got to push this payload pretty quick.
And they don't have a fair to use in this Death Alley either, which makes things even more difficult. But they were out the pulse. Oh, this is a perfect pick. If he can...
What?
Winta juked him. Look at this. So he gets a kill on a Winta, so there's no res. So now they can continue to push up, not to mention they lost out on a majority of their healing because they don't have a Lucio. They don't have any sustain. They don't have the speed up either. And Elevate's going to have to give up so much ground here because of that death.
Yeah, that was a little lackluster from Winter. Caught out of position. I think was probably running back to try and get one of the big reses off, and then was just caught backing away. Tracers can move incredibly fast. Buds, as you mentioned, no Farah. They've switched across. Buds pulling back on that Farah, going to try and get the high ground and work them away. Borky actually making the switch over to a Tracer.
Yeah, I think he expected Coolmat to stick to Tracer, which he currently has. Samurais going to come in, but Buds has already died. Custa has res in about 40% time, which can go extremely quickly, but there's Death Blossom out of xiron, picks up 3. Custa goes down, yeah, picks up 1, and that's going to be a wipe here. Elevate have held.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
15 seconds and counting. So there's, what, 3 minutes? 3 minutes to finish off, 3:30 to finish off. Why did I not write it down? 7:42, wasn't it? I didn't write it down. Sorry, guys. I'm sucking at my job.
Like 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. So the pace, it's on for Nubris. It's definitely possible. Like, this is 100% possible. They just need to have some clean attacks.
All right, he's got his pulse bomber available, so he wants to just get around the side, throw it in there. Oh, he went under the payload. I don't think he did a great deal there. Rofagator only gets the 2 with the ulti, but importantly, he managed to take down VAR Virtues and Winter. So that is going to keep the payload rolling on through to the second point. Borky, xiron, what are you doing? You just need to get out of here. What are you doing?
Level 209 though. Damn. I still haven't even broke 100 yet. But he's behind them. He's just trying to stall for some time, try to separate them. The rest of his team isn't really in a position. He could have afforded to wait maybe a second longer, but he will go down to Custa, who just pistol whips him in the face.
Got to be happy with that. Buds gets himself his ulti down. Didn't do a great deal with that, Mo. But unfortunately, the rest of the team were kind of baited in to come and help there. But of course, there is this little delay where the barrier goes down. So now we're at 5 minutes 30. So 3 minutes. They've bought themselves a good amount of time around there. Tell a lie, it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
And there's definitely a possibility here. Buds doesn't have Barrage anymore, but they're still sticking with the Tracer. Actually, the Coolmat Technic just trying to buy some time here with the Bastion, but he's got to be careful. He could easily be around. He gets stuck too, and Raptor helps pick up the kill on him, so the pulse bomb does nothing, and that's going to be another kill coming through. This is 3 men now down on the side of Elevate. This might be the final nail in the coffin. The res will come in out of Winter, but I don't think it's going to be enough to hold them back.
No, the snowball is real at the moment. Technique's in a pretty open area. Will get himself the one. Can he get Buds? That's the question. Tries to switch his position. Virtues gets himself a double. They managed to clear them off. They pushed him away. He's going to switch into the position. Couldn't quite get the kill as they back away, but the damage is done.
Wow.
They've held for now.
Did not expect that. 6 minutes and 20 seconds in now. So we have like 1:20 left to go. It's basically the last 2 pushes for them, and they have to be successful if they want to close this out. Into Buds has Barrage. Custa has Res. Most importantly, though, Technique is going to die immediately here. Buds catches him out. He's going to be taking up Barrage himself. Custa's going to get the res in time. There's going to be no kill onto him, and now he's just pretty much caught between a rock and 3 people. He's going to fall too, and Elevate have only alive, and he's behind the payload.
Yeah, and unfortunately, his tactical visor was completely wasted there. Technique's going to get himself set up just in time, but look at this payload. It's almost in position. He drops himself down. He's going to get 1 down, 2 down. They have to keep on that point. Keep it clear. They're going to get Rufflegator around the side, manages to take him down. Switches to Recon form. Stoop slams him in the face. He will go down. Yeah, back around the side, trying to land the shots. Nobody contesting the point. They're going to try and dive on there at the moment. They're keeping everything alive. Technique, oh, he gets his ulti, but it earth shattered straight away. Doesn't get any from it. And Wizix is basically the only man keeping it alive. Buds gets it clear. They're going to get the point, and it is going to be just in time. 7:23 by my counter. They just about stole it. 2-0.
All right, Nubris. And we're moving on a little bit further on in the bracket now. It took a little bit of extra time for them, maybe, but they did it nonetheless. And ignore the sudden death, guys, because it means absolutely nothing. Just ignore that one because we did turn off stopwatch. So Nubris had picked up the victory. Just trying to see who they could be playing up against next because we don't know what game we're going to. Nubris. They'll be up against the winner of Kids Next Door and No Mercy.
Can't see the time flashing away. It was close, but no cigar, unfortunately. Who are they going against?
The winner of No Mercy and Kids Next Door. So I don't know what game we're going to next. That's going to have to be something
There's
that's
2 No
decided.
Mercy teams. Is there really 2 No Mercy teams?
Wasn't it No Excuse and No Mercy?
No, it was one was Brazilian.
Okay, then yeah,
so
there's
there must
2.
be another No Mercy.
No.
No Mercies. Yeah, they run Mercy. What can you do? What can you do, ladies and gentlemen? We'll join you after the break for the next game.